Hello guys and gals, welcome to another episode of Squad Morale Restored. My name is Daniel and today we're going to be continuing our short video series on our Reaver Titan build from Forge World. At the end of last year, we finally collected up all the parts we need to get a start, which has taken quite a bit of time because it is a pricey kit. And we did a couple of videos on how we looked at the parts and see if there's any problems with them, and surprisingly we found that there was pretty much no issues whatsoever other than the usual mold lines and shims you have to remove. But then we came to the leg components and we found that there was this we found that there was this sort of misalignment. At first it looked like it was just a case of a bit of like shaving it back and rebuilding, but that was and then it turned out that that actually carries all the way through, so there's a bit of an issue at this end of the knee. The rest of the leg looked absolutely fine. Anyway, so we went ahead and started cleaning it up. You can tell we've got a fair way left to go, but this sort of misalignment was causing a few little issues when we were dry fitting. So we put that aside for a second and had a look at the other leg, and again we've got, you can see it's sort of the obvious mold line, which is fine, but there's like some kind of misalignment. Again, not a big issue, but then we track it all the way down to the base, and yep, mightn't look too bad there. But on other angle, hold on if I can get a good angle on this. It doesn't really do justice on the video. It's hard to tell. There is a definite difference in height there and a more major one on this side. That's a bit better, so it's definitely like a misalignment. And again, when we try to line this up on the knee, just on the dry fitting, just wasn't working out. So contacted Forge World, and within a matter of days they sent out a couple of replacements, and let's see how these ones look. And I think you can tell if we go to the what was the problem areas down at this side, that now that kind of issue is just a simple mold line to remove. So it must be, I'm assuming it must be a bit of an issue across the board. Other side, absolutely fine. And the general sharpness of the rest of it is spot on. So we are happy campers. On the second leg, going straight for the problem area, nothing at all to see. Nothing at all to see. You can sort of see where the mold line is, but that's out of out. That's easy to sort out. Yeah, and the rest of the detail nice and crisp. So all I've got to do is take off this bizarre shims kind of arrangement up at this end and give it a wash, and we'll be back in action. This actually feels pretty dry, so I'm wondering if it's had much mold release agent applied to it, or maybe it was given a quick wash before being sent out. Yeah, even that ends. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a small montage of trying to wash the components for this, and try to work out what we're going to do with these things. Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, let us get into the washing. We're going to soak this overnight and put in about, let me think, about half a cup full of the fairy liquid to however much water is in here. and give it a good solution about, get some bubbles going, and then we'll check this in the morning. As I think I said before, there was quite a bit of mold release agent on these parts, so I'm hoping they'll be less slippery after about 24 hours of soaking. I did use warm water, so that will help dissolve or mix in as much of the detergent as possible. You can get stronger detergents, but I've found in the past that they're not really necessary. Occasionally you might have to sort of re-soak a part or two, but that was the same with the detergent one as well, I found. Anyway, that's that for now. I feel like doing some washing up. Hi. Right, we are washing off the suds now, just in the sink. Make sure you put the plug in the plug hole. We don't want anything disappearing down there into the depths of despair. So the plan is we'll rinse off the excess, and then we'll come back with a toothbrush and sort of give it a bit of a going over with some warmer water, just to make sure that it's all nice and clean. I'm wearing latex gloves. You can get these pretty much anywhere. You can also get nitrile gloves if you've got like a latex allergy. The main reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to have my hands in pretty much cold water for a good long time, and with detergent. I don't have particularly like eczema or bad skin or anything, but I have known from the past that keeping your hands in detergent water for any length of time is a bad idea. Okay, so we are now outside. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup on some of these Reaver Titan parts, and this is the tool I use. Looking for a razor saw. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, and I want something with as many teeth as possible per inch. So I'm sure there are more expensive ones. This was about £10-15 or something at Amazon, I believe it was. So you pay as your money and you take your choice. Takes your choice. So let us, hold on, let me do this one-handed, bear with. Okay, right, okay, so the sound quality might not be that good because we are outside, and that is part of the old health and safety kind of thing. Either wear a mask, a proper mask that's sort of geared up for very fine particles, or do it outside. My personal choice is to do it outside because you can easily wash away any kind of dust or muck. If you wear a mask indoors and then take it off, well, all the dust is still in the house. Okay, so let us make a start. Now, let's have a look. So this is the main body part of the Reaver Titan, and here we have the big key or gate or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to remove this, but we're going to do it with a bit of nous. Now, the temptation is to cut it as close as possible to the model, but what we're going to do is we're going to cut through here, and then we can sort of progressively tidy that up. The danger is if you cut straight to the model, you can either slip, or this key thingy bob can suddenly pull away and snap off part of the detail. So this is how we're going to start. Just a fine, whoops, he said. Just a fine, hang on. Oh, and yes, back with the old gloves. I think I said before that these are latex gloves. These are vinyl gloves. But basically, you don't want the dust on you as much as possible. So easiest thing to do is to prevent it getting on you in the first place. Right, here we go. So if you've never used one of these before, the first thing you'll notice is that it's remarkably quiet. And that's because the teeth are that fine. Now, if you look down here, you see all that dust? That is definitely the stuff you don't want to be breathing in. So we can turn it around a bit. Try and get back in focus. There we go. And just simply, not too much pressure, that's another good thing about these saws, is that very easy. It's like a knife through butter almost. I have considered things like a Dremel in the past, but oh dear me, for me it's a matter of having as much control as possible. With the handsaw, with a handsaw you know exactly how much pressure you're putting on, and you can stop instantly if you need to, if you start going astray or anything. Go. And there we have it. Right, that's the first one cut through, and we're going to do the same to that, and then possibly use the snips for that. So really straightforward. Top tip, for me, if I'm going to do this in future, I would take off all the gates and clean up first, and then wash the mold release agent off it, because I'm going to have to rinse all these parts again anyway. Okay, and another good point about taking your time over these larger kits is, for example, if you see that gate there, right, if you see this model from this side, you might think, I need to cut that all the way through so it's flush with that. But then if you turn it around, oh dear, we've got a wee bit of detail there. Actually, a fair chunk of detail. So for a part like this, it's this straight line here that we need to cut down on. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut across along where my finger is, and then after that we will progressively make small cuts to get that down there. Okay guys, so after a bit of washing and some extra prep work, such as sanding down some of the little rougher edges, we have the Reaver Titan head. Well, yes, kind of, obviously. We have the Reaver Titan head. Still needs a little bit of work doing, like down at this area, but that's out of out. It's a slightly different colour because resin, but it's sort of smooth, very good. And we just need to do that little bit there where it's coming over the lip. Okay, but I'm hoping that you'll agree that the level of the detail on this and the general look of it is pretty much ready to go. I can't get over how cool the inside is as well. I do like little details like the doors to allow the guys to come through and into the body of the Titan, and things like all these little keyboards and dials. There is going to be a piece here. If you watch one of my past videos, you'll see that it's like a main view screen that sort of pops in there and gets fed by those power cables. Just to finish off, to get some idea of scale, here's the head of a knight. So, right man, right, you're right, alright, fine, yay. Okay, so until next time guys, we will hopefully be bringing a video to you fairly shortly with the next update for this guy. So happy hobbying. Please let me know anything you want to ask in the comments below, and I will definitely take time to read anything you guys write, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.